Saanich School Trustees are struggling tonight as they deal with a $3.4 million budget deficit. They've already carved $2 million out of the budget. The board will hold a special public meeting tonight, and they'll have to make some very difficult choices, including cutting teachers' jobs and cutting programs that your children rely on. The board chair, she says she expects the meeting is going to be very emotional. A News reporter Eric Thompson has more on the cuts and how they will affect students and staff.
School buses roll out to pick up students from across Saanich School District. And while the classrooms they return to tomorrow won't change, next year is a different story. The province says student enrollment in the district has gone down about 14% since 2001, and fewer students means no new funding.
The problem that we're solving here is not one of our making. The problem is that government hasn't funded its mandate, nor the costs that it imposes on us over the years.
Saanich School Trustees have already identified more than $2 million in savings, but tonight they need to find another $1.4 million, which the board chair says will have a huge impact on children and families. Helen Parker says the cuts will likely result in a greater number of classes with 30 or more students.
You know, that's something that the board has been struggling with over many years, as we've had to make some really significant cuts.
The provincial funding allocation formula is complicated. It's something many school boards have asked the government to take a second look at. Here in the Saanich School District, the board says it tries to plan for the future, but one of the only things they can count on is that there will be cuts.
Yeah. On the one hand, and I think boards around the province are feeling the same way. They're doing their best to provide the services and within the Act and within the regulations, yet we aren't receiving the amount of funding to enable us to really do that to the best of our ability and to support the real needs of kids.
In addition to cutting staff and programs, the board is also considering an extended spring break next year. Parker says school boards are co-governors of the education system, but many trustees feel as though they are not being consulted adequately on many funding issues. The Greater Victoria School Board recently completed its budget deliberations, cutting more than $1.4 million. The cuts include clerical and school supplies, as well as management services, but there were no teacher layoffs or cuts.
Eric Thompson joins us now live with more. Eric, Saanich, of course, isn't the only district dealing with a budget deficit. You mentioned Victoria. What about Sauk? Have they made cuts?
Yes, Hudson. The Sauk School District was facing a $1.8 million shortfall. The board made cuts in 30 or 40 different areas, including teaching positions, programs, and services. There were no school closures, however, and a few programs were even restored. And Hudson, the Saanich School Board special meeting tonight for the public gets underway at 8 o'clock. It's at district headquarters in central Saanich. Cheryl Bloxham will have more tonight at 11.
All right, we'll watch for that. Eric, thanks.